Presented by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, welcome to the Monday Morning Recap Show, right on time. East Coast time, 4:37. Learned the hard way today what East Coast versus Central, where we live in, is located. So proud of myself for that one. Bob, thanks for filling in on the other one.
Yeah, well, I always, I'm like a backup catcher. You know, I'm also like looking at all the film and everything.
Sure.
I spent all last night doing research on this interview.
Yeah.
And my pregnant wife was like, pay attention to me. My back hurts. I think like my water broke. And I'm like, I might maybe have to be on fucking camera tomorrow. And she's like, you're not supporting me. And I'm like, this is how I'm supporting you.
Yeah, financially.
Yep. Yeah, I slept in the car last night.
And I am a bullpen catcher who gets no action.
Yeah, you're the bullpen catcher that threw all those shitty sinkers to Shohei Ohtani and robbed us of seeing him win.
You're welcome.
Although, I mean, him versus Pete Alonso at the end there, because Alonso, the guy was throwing to him. I know we're a week late on the show.
No, actually we're not, because the Monday Morning Recap Show is on Monday, so we missed that. So let's start with that.
So
let's talk about the home run derby. I got it.
Alonso's, whoever was throwing to him didn't fucking miss. That person, that dude, I don't know who it was, but he was right in his wheelhouse almost every single pitch. And you could tell, you get into a rhythm like that. You just start swinging and flicking your hands through the zone like that. And if you're a powerful guy, you don't have to judge for where the ball is going to be. Yeah, you got to hit a bunch of home runs. Imagine Ohtani, who has a natural home run stroke, not having to try to lift the ball because his stupid asshole fucking guy is throwing sinkers low and away the whole time.
Let's be honest. That whole situation you're describing is essentially what America deserved was Ohtani winning the home run derby, but what America got was the perfect metaphor for the Los Angeles Angels.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, they just can't get it together.
Taking like what should be just a sure thing.
Snatching defeat from the jaws of injury.
Yeah.
I mean, we have so many people on payroll for teams nowadays in professional sports that I feel like we should have a specialized home run derby pitcher on staff.
Yeah.
Who only does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, it's pretty goddamn easy.
I think they should have an Invincible style tryout and just find some goober fucking overweight dad who's been throwing it in the zone for so many years. That's all he does. It's the only athletic thing he can do.
Glad you brought that up. So I coached my son's T-ball league, right? In order to get the kids to hit that young, you have to literally throw it at the same spot for them or figure out.
You have to throw it at the bat.
Yeah. And you have to figure out where the kids can hit it, because some kids, the bat's a little too heavy for them. Sometimes it's too light for them. It's pretty fucking easy if you're a goddamn professional. Why the pitching coach
I think
for
it was
the Angels
nerves.
couldn't do it?
Nah, it was their bullpen catcher, basically.
Either way, fuck him.
Yeah, he fucked. If I was Ohtani is a really good sport about everything. He doesn't seem to get mad. Like, he hit a guy one time. The bench is cleared, and then afterwards he's like, all right, we good? He didn't give a fuck about anything that was happening.
No.
He just kind of stood there until it was over. Then he struck the guy out.
And he also doesn't seem like he knows who he is and where he is a lot of the time. And the reason why I say that is during that telecast, he ran into a cameraman maybe 4 or 5 different times.
Ran into the water girl, too.
Yeah.
That brought him Gatorade.
And I'm like, what the are you just, can you not see anything?
He might just
or are
be
you not thinking about everything?
He might just be in the zone.
Maybe, because he's that good.
He's a very intense baseball player.
Yeah.
But there he seemed like he was having a lot of fun. Nobody was having more fun than Pete Alonso, though. Not just because he was winning. That dude was on ecstasy or something.
Pure MDMA.
Yeah, he was dancing all night.
What was going on inside of his head was not what anyone else was hearing.
I think it was his circus music. This the whole time.
Do you think
it might have been?
They call him the polar bear. Was he just like picturing himself as a polar bear dancing on a ball?
Maybe he was thinking
Drinking
about
a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Maybe he was thinking about one of those Coke commercials.
The hilarious thing to me was Bob and I had both of those guys on our bets. And then it came down to both of those guys in the finals.
Oh, Alonso and Mancini.
And then then you and I got greedy on a text message where we were like, well, shit, let's go for Mancini because the odds were so shitty on it. And it was like, all right, awesome.
But Mancini was, and this always fucking happens, some dog turd always gets into the finals.
Right.
And I don't think Mancini sucks or anything like that. But
Was
like,
he a Baltimore
Oriole?
Yeah.
And look, Trey
How
Mancini,
do I know that?
Trey Mancini's cool
Cancer.
and everything, but like, yeah, he had cancer. So that's the thing. That story propelled him to
Would have been a great
finals.
story.
Right. That makes more sense.
Would have been a better story than Pete Alonso on MDMA.
Pete Alonso just crushing the baseball.
I always look for the story. I always look for what's the best story for sports.
Better than a good story, I was looking for. So Pete Alonso paid off at 5-1, and Mancini paid off at 12-1, and I had $200 on both of them. So I still made plenty of money because I won the over. The over under on the first round was 12.5. So they thought that somebody in the first round would have 12 or fewer home runs. There's no fucking way in Coors Field that was going to happen.
My under bets got hammered.
The more fucked up one was the over-under on longest home run was 19.5.
Yes.
I should have put my fucking mortgage on that.
What was the longest? Was 520 something? Right?
Yeah. It was very, very close. So I bet that, and I posted all these bets in Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook before the home run derby went off. So if you're in there or you're not subscribed to it, join it. It's a private group. It's free. You can actually see the betting posts. So I took the over-under, which was 517.5. They beat that and got in 520.
517, the first batter hit 518, I believe.
Yeah, correct.
So 518 was actually the longest. So the under hit on that. I'm sorry.
No. It was 517.5.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
So the over hit by a half a foot. But the way that they were measuring it was that was the furthest part of the ballpark. So that was kind of it.
Some of those Alonso balls that
were way longer than that.
That were reaching the fucking the walkway behind the left field
He
seats.
had 2 or 3 out there in left center, right? It's left center, so right there in that middle part, and it went beyond the seats for sure. Like he didn't go fully. I think to hit the jumbotron out there, I think it's 535 or something like that.
Yeah.
So he had to be in the 525 range, right?
Yeah, I don't know how people are saying that 518 was the longest. Like, there's no fucking way.
It was just the furthest part of the park, and then they went with it. So that cleared. So we won the over on that. 12.5 hit the over on that, and then had Alonso and then the cancer dude in there as well. And that's when I started getting greedy towards the end, where I was like, I would really like to get more money. Still happy Alonso won, and we raked that night, but. The Shohei Ohtani fucking whatever bullshit was crazy to me, because that would have been the best story. It would have been the best for the Angels, and truthfully, it would have been the best for baseball. With Mike Trout out, the best player in the league is Ohtani.
I think actually, fuck Mike Trout. Like, Mike Trout has had his day. It's gone. Like, he's
Mike
still
Trout
incredible.
is 30 years old. What are you talking about?
But in terms of like
31.
face of baseball,
He doesn't want to do it.
It's gone.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
he doesn't want to do it.
He's a Philadelphia Eagle fan. That's what I know him as first.
Right.
He's not the most famous guy on his own team anymore. And then between Vlad, Fernando, even Acuna, though he's out, those are the guys now. It's not DeGrom either, because DeGrom is as interesting as fucking Trout is off the mound. So,
Yeah.
What you're saying is you need to add some nuance. What you're saying is not that Trout's not the best player in baseball. But
no,
rather that he's not the face of baseball.
It's gone.
Nor does he want to be.
Right.
No.
My assumption is he's never wanted to be, because otherwise he could have just done it pretty easily, right?
Yeah.
Just by saying anything in public, ever.
Which...
He's like the Marshawn Lynch of Major League Baseball.
I'm telling you, we did a commercial
But
with
when you
him.
mic him up, he's fucking excited
He's
and
funny,
talking
dude.
shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
I don't know. But when we did that commercial with him at the Angels Stadium, they said, look, out of our production company in LA, you're going to have 2 takes with him. That's it. So make sure it's set. And the reason, because you always ask why, and you want to know behind the scenes, whether or not somebody's a fucking asshole or not. It's not that he's an asshole. All he does is live on a routine. Every second of his day is around a routine. He does not want to do anything that is not baseball related, that is physically helping him on the field. He does not want any part to do with that. And the fucked up thing is, this commercial shoot that we had set up for him, it was like 8 hours of setup, light, everything else. Came and did 1 take, was out of there in I think a minute and 24 seconds. Yes,
Yeah.
gone.
Nailed it.
And then he was gone. And then he just walked off. He's not an asshole. He just does not want to do any media or any of that shit. But that doesn't help the sport of baseball.
And full disclosure, I still think he is actually the best player in baseball.
Yes.
I don't think there's a better one. I don't think Ohtani's better yet.
No.
I don't think
Ohtani's combined WAR is going to be about, like, when I say combined, I mean pitching and hitting is going to be about the same as Trout's just hitting, and defense, I guess.
Well, if Ohtani and Trout both played 150-ish games this year each, I think Trout would have him pretty decently.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, so let's see.
Because Trout's defense is he still picks up wins above replacement from there. And then the other guys, like Tatis is not that. Like he's not that great of a defender at shortstop. Like he's good and he's got an arm. He's got a fucking cannon.
Yeah,
but
he does have a hose. Yeah.
But that's about it. And then Vlad Guerrero obviously is not offering a lot on that side, but he doesn't need to because his WRC.
Yeah,
plus
it's crazy. Yeah.
I'm trying to put this up in a Facebook. The new Facebook fucking sucks dick, by the way.
Yeah, it's not
New
great.
Instagram's awful too.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Stop updating, please.
Yeah, it's a real pain in the ass.
Can we just stop with all of it? Like,
I don't know.
We had it. I don't understand. Like, and I hate Facebook anyways. Now there's like 90 different business pages, and you can manage the fucking moon landing on the goddamn thing, but you can't just go to one simple page, post a link to get everybody to join. I don't know. So I'm trying to do that, and I apologize.
No,
right
it's
now.
fine. So
Did you post it?
No, I'm not. I'll do it if you want, but I haven't done it yet.
Can't get in there.
Ohtani's Trout was on pace before he got injured, I believe, for like a 9.4 wins above replacement, something like that.
Which for those who don't know is goddamned insane.
Yeah, I mean that's a down year for him is 6 though.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like
Which means you're an upper tier all-star.
Yeah.
right
At 6.
Yes. Yeah. So let me see, not including 2020 because it was a shortened season. Going back in time, 8.3 in 2019, 10.2 in 2018, 6.7. This is a down year for him.
He might have been hurt that year, actually.
6.7. He only played 114 games.
Which means he was on pace for like 9 or 10.
Right. And then 10.6 the year before that, 9.4, and an actual down year before that for him, I guess, since he played all the games. 7.9, 9.2, 10.7. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
He's the best wins above replacement position player, I think, in history in that stretch.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's put up multiple 10s.
The only
like
one.
that.
So actually, I saw an interesting thing the other day. There is one player in 10 seasons, in their first 10 seasons or whatever, that he still has not caught up to and won't, I guess, now.
It's either Pujols or Chipper Jones,
Pujols.
right? Yeah.
Pujols.
Chipper Jones had an incredible first 10 years as well. I think he missed it one year, but I think 9 out of 10 years he hit 300, 100 RBI, 30 or 25 home runs, and 100 walks.
Yeah.
And all like 9 out of the first 10 seasons. I think Pujols did it in all 10 of the first 10
Pujols
seasons.
obliterated it
Yeah.
in all 10 seasons. Because
Yeah.
Pujols first 10, and the thing that made Pujols even more exciting than Trout and Holloway, like, so Trout will have like the home run grabs, he'll rob over the fence, but fucking Pujols, I mean, just murdered baseballs like no one I think I've ever seen. The Brad Lidge home run is still the great, like
He didn't swing at garbage, and he would hit the Christ out of the ball.
So are we Pete Alonsoing you guys too hard over here?
Is that what you guys are doing?
Guess we're doing.
It's
weird,
that's
yeah.
what it
This
was.
is.
But
We're getting into
At
it.
least
Even
take
then,
the drugs.
with those historic numbers, and you're talking about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Pete
Jesus Christ.
Alonso. Pete Alonso.
This is why you need to subscribe to the
Alonso.
YouTube channel. You
Yeah.
can't see them dancing on.
Yeah, you can't. You can't see me dancing on the fucking audio show.
Pujols for
that
like
much.
for like 10 straight years. I guess technically 11, with the exception of one where he only had 99 runs in a season. Had 100 RBI, fucking 100 runs. A lot of these seasons he had 200 hits. He was at least in the 170s to 180s range, and 30 or more home runs and hit 300 in every single one of those years. Still, despite that, his wins above replacement 6.3, 5.2, 8.4, 8.3. His best year, 9.4.
Well, wins above replacement is subjective to the time they play in.
Certainly is.
So a lot of those Pujols years, it was when Barry Bonds had turned himself into that
Yeah.
rhinoceros villain
Yeah.
from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
So
Yeah, so I mean, the standard for wins above replacement, the replacement level is obviously 0, right? That's what it is. And then in basketball, it's PER. Are you
Yeah.
familiar with this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Per
know.
36.
Yeah, so an average NBA player should be 15. So anything above or below 15 is either good or bad.
and what did Joker have, like 30 something this year?
The MVP of the league is usually somewhere between 29 and 32, I think. I think 30, somewhere in the 31 range is the highest of all time.
Okay.
And Steph Curry's done it once, I think, and I don't think it was ever Jordan, but I think it was one of the centers, I think, that had the record. I don't remember if it was Wilt or somebody else.
Who cares? He's a fucking loser. They're all fucking losers. Mike Trout's never won anything. Fuck him. The Joker's never won anything. Fuck him.
Bum.
You can look at all these
Bust.
stats all you want. If you don't have any championships, you're a fucking loser in my book. There was a guy in Drinkin Bros Sports today who was really hoping for Aaron Rodgers, this Aaron Rodgers story to be true. He's like, oh my God, I can't wait.
Wait,
Man, I'm
what?
gonna come back. And I go, it doesn't matter. I'm winning the fucking title next year. And he goes, well, I go, at least the Packers are better than the Falcons. I go, goddamn right they are. But anyone who is in second place, I don't give a fuck about.
Rodgers.
I barely remember that the Chiefs were the losers of the Super Bowl because all I could remember was it was Brady. Brady won. Who'd they play? All right, fuck yeah, that's right. Homeboys. I don't give a shit. Same with Ohio State. You don't even have to come at me about the Buckeyes in college football. If they don't win the title, the year doesn't count to me. I don't give a shit. I move on with my life. Mike Trout, I think that's what you're talking about, getting buried in all this shit. He hasn't won anything, and you don't see him anywhere. Therefore, he's fucking invisible.
And he knows that too, and he decided to stay with the Angels anyways. And to be honest, I think he could have made more money overall somewhere else.
Could have
Philly.
came home.
Philly.
Could have came home.
Maybe
Philly.
I would never have gone to Philly. Fuck that. But
Yeah, I agree.
But he loves Philly.
the
So
TV market is not good enough to become a fucking international superstar. You want to go to somewhere like
no,
it's not.
It is.
They share it with New Jersey. It's not.
It's the tri-state area.
I
though.
know, but fucking
you go Delaware.
When you live there, it goes all
Tax-free
the Phillies
shopping.
games. Yes, all the Phillies games go to all four states. When I was in New Jersey all those years, Phillies games, that was it. And it's weird. Your parents, your grandparents pick one, right? Because in that market, you have Mets, Yankees, Phillies.
South Jersey's Philly, North Jersey's
Yes.
New York.
Yep. Yeah. And it just depended on how good they were. I remember in the fucking late '80s with as a tiny toddler on my grandfather's leg. It was Lenny Dykstra and all those guys. That was the team, man.
I cared about the Phillies when they were good too.
maybe it's going to
Yeah.
change now. Maybe instead of Seattle being
2008, 2009.
Seattle, New York being the portals for Asian baseball players, maybe it becomes the Angels now because it happened in Seattle. I mean, Seattle had a large Asian community, so I think that franchise started specifically looking for Asian people to come play there.
They had another one who was starting in the All-Star game.
Yeah, is it Edamai? Who is it? What's
I
his name?
forget his name.
I can't remember his name, but he's a good pitcher. And then there's been a number. I wonder if it's going to happen in LA now. Maybe that'll be their thing. Maybe they can develop around Ohtani.
Yeah, why wouldn't? I mean, dude,
There's plenty of Asians in the fucking LA area.
It's if you have the money. So I know when the bidding was up for Ohtani, nobody could match what the Angels were offering, so we went there. I was surprised the Yankees didn't try to get him.
Do you have to
Actually,
pay some
Ohtani-
transfer fee too?
I think so.
Yeah,
But
you do. It's massive.
Very soccerish.
The other major Japanese star that came over went to Boston. Daisuke was probably the third biggest Japanese.
he was a
star.
gyro ball.
Oh, Hideki. What about,
Hideki
remember
and
Hideki?
Nomo.
Yeah.
No, Hideo Nomo. I mean,
Hideo
and
Nomo.
Hideki
And
Matsui.
Hideki Matsui, yeah.
Yeah.
Matsui went to the Yankees. Yeah.
I just remember Daisuke specifically being the biggest hyper because it was like, oh, he's a pitch that no one's ever.
Yeah, he
fucking-
has the fictional pitch that doesn't exist. The gyro.
Matsusaka, is
Yeah.
that his name? Yeah, I mean, he was good, though, for a couple of years, 5
Yeah,
years.
he was legit for sure.
But yeah, maybe that's how it may. I don't know what Trout's thinking by staying in L.A.
Daisuke was my favorite though
be
because he
honest.
would throw 130 pitches a game and go 4.5 innings.
Yep. Every single game. And he looks like the fighter from the Mike Tyson's Punch-Out game. It's great. I forgot the Asian man.
Hideo
my
Nomo
I'm
threw
not gonna-
a
Dude,
no-hitter in
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out lives
1995.
forever.
I believe he robbed Chipper
Forever.
Jones of the Rookie of the Year that year.
He did.
Probably.
But when you watch the All-Star game, to wrap up the All-Star game, Vlad Jr. wins the MVP. Wish he was in the home run derby. That would have been exciting. Tatis would have been exciting in the home run derby. He decided not to enter either. We need to start getting those guys
Fucks
in
with
there.
their swing.
Yeah. Well,
I
Probably
think we
Abreu.
had, unlike the NBA dunk contest, where now it's like, who are these fucking guys? Like the home run derby still has enough stars in it. I think.
You guys don't have minor league baseball players participating?
Right? Yeah.
G League dunker.
I mean, I didn't know half those guys in the home run derby, to be full disclosure.
That's fair. I don't expect anyone to know Trey Mancini or Matt Olson. Like that's.
I
those
couldn't
are
even
deep
tell. I
cuts.
couldn't even tell you what team Matt Olson plays for.
But you should know Juan. Yeah, he plays for the A's. That's why you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you should know, Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, Pete Alonso, and who was the other big guy that I'm fucking blanking on? Because
Well, I mean,
There it is.
Salvador
You just
Perez.
answered your own question. Yeah.
Salvador Perez was in there too, but I wouldn't consider him
Yeah.
a big threat. But
Couldn't tell you if he was even living in this country.
he was a World Series MVP, so you should probably know who he is.
What's team?
2015 Kansas City Royals.
That's why. It was the boringest team of all time.
this is the most exciting team of all time.
Oh my
No,
God.
it's definitely not that.
They were so exciting.
Neither one of those statements are true.
Boy.
Sure not.
I don't remember who the MVP was when the Marlins won either.
I think a lot of these
Pudge?
Was it?
Pudge was
I
in
don't know.
2003.
Yeah.
I think Kevin,
Was it? Was it Pudge?
in 2003 it was. I think Kevin Brown might have been in 97.
Ah.
The MVP, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's.
Oh no, it was Renneria.
Oh,
There you
Edgar
go.
Renneria.
And
Yeah,
it was Edgar Renneria.
that's true. Yeah, so I understand. I don't think any of these young kids are going to fucking do it. Like Alonso does it because he's just a slugger, right? If he hits 230 next year and hits 40 home runs, that's a win for him, frankly. But if Tatis hits 230 and hits 40 home runs, that is not a win for him. You know what I mean?
Wasn't there $1 million though on the line?
Yeah, but they don't. I mean, Alonso gave it away. He always gives his prize money away.
Don't give it away.
Ohtani gave his prize money away. It was only $150K, but he gave it to the Angels staff.
Yeah.
So presumably, hopefully not, but presumably including the guy pitching to him.
Right. Well, I hope not that guy. But yeah, it's. I don't know if like Vlad Guerrero Jr. Maybe he thinks it's gonna fuck his swing up. The dunk contest is different. That's not going to change the way you play basketball. But if you change the way you swing, I'm actually interested to see how Ohtani does because he was having to fight against his pitcher to lift the ball. And I wonder if it's going to create too drastic of a change in his swing and fuck him over.
Yeah.
Like if you see him grounding out to the right side of the infield a lot over the next couple of weeks, his swing is fucked up.
Could you imagine, though, Vince Carter on a fast break? I can only go between my legs now.
Yeah. Like he can't even imagine not doing
Just
it. No,
this
it's
mental
stupid.
block now.
And keep an eye on the fucking Blue Jays, by the way. I got a little hot take here. I think they're gonna win the AL East.
It'd be
Because
great.
George Springer's there now.
It's a fun young team, dude.
The Tampa Bay Blue Jays?
Only
No, the
six
Buffalo.
out. Buffalo Blue Jays.
Buffalo Blue Jays.
They're only 6 out. I mean, that division's stacked. The Yankees are cooked, though, I think.
Yankees aren't going to make it. Yeah, they got too many hurdles to jump at this point. But I think the Blue Jays can grab 6 games.
And the other breaking news with MLB, I don't know if you guys discussed this last week, is they're finally getting rid of those dumb rules.
Some of them, yeah. Well, they haven't decided. We won't know for sure until the winter meetings. That's where they make those decisions. But they're going to get rid of the extra inning guy on second base.
Yep.
And then the 7-inning doubleheader. Allegedly, those are going away.
I think certainly the 7-inning doubleheader was purely a COVID thing.
It seems like it, yeah.
Like that wasn't like we should do this long term. The guy on second base, that I think they were like, do people really like extra innings? And the answer is beyond the 11th, no. They should honestly. They should honestly give the 9th and 10th as normal innings, but yeah, then start putting a guy on fucking second base.
No. Go 2 extra innings and then have a fucking home run derby until the game. That would be way more. Every other fucking sport has some kind of sudden death end, but because there's 2 innings in baseball, top and a bottom half of the inning, you can't necessarily do that. The NFL's adjusted and given each team a possession right sometimes, but they went back to if you get a possession field goal, they get a chance. If you have a possession, you score, touchdown, that's it.
Which is still stupid because they need to do the college rules.
College has it figured out. Baseball does not.
No.
NBA, you go to overtime, you play until you win.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't like
college
that,
basketball.
The
Regular season,
NBA,
give us ties.
No.
For baseball.
Same with soccer.
No, you should have to wear it like a scarlet letter.
No ties in soccer.
I love Dan's pick of basically a penalty shootout for baseball.
Yeah, why would you not do that? That
sounds a lot of fun.
The penalty shootout in a fucking soccer match is the only time during the fucking match that it's actually exciting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hockey does it, soccer does it. Why the fuck would baseball not? Baseball is way more like soccer and hockey than it is like fucking the NFL.
It's a boring sport trying to be interesting. I get it.
Yes.
I mean,
it is.
It's why not take any opportunity you have to make it more exciting?
Yeah, no, let them do steroids and let them hit home runs.
Yes.
I'm down for it. Speaking of which, we'll talk about this now because we talked about it off air for a little bit before we came on. Last week, I was all in on Team USA not winning the gold medal in the Olympics. The Olympics are about to get underway. Maybe. 2 reasons I said Team USA wasn't going to win the gold medal this year was, 1, COVID. I thought some people would be knocked out. They are. We just got another one, breaking news here. Zach LaVine is not going as well.
Yeah, we got a few actually over in Japan right now that are just all sports. COVID's breaking out right now.
All sports. I don't know. And
I don't think it's going to happen.
This is the broader topic that I wanted to discuss. The market cratered today because of worldwide COVID fears.
Buy crypto.
Well, nobody's moving to crypto yet. They're all winning to bonds this morning. Does it even happen at this point? Because two backup gymnasts for the Team USA are out as well as of this morning. Are we going to play the Olympics?
Yes, because NBC spent so much goddamn money on the Olympics.
Yeah, they can't let it go 2 years in a row.
No, they
right?
spent too much.
Weren't there like nationals and shit that were supposed to happen or some shit last year that got canceled or fucking delayed?
They did them all this year, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I don't really give a shit. I think the Olympics are ridiculous. It's a complete waste of time.
I hate all the sports in the Olympics.
I love the Olympics.
I think it's goofy. Just, I mean, it's like The basketball part is interesting to see international teams play against each other, and when there's soccer, I like watching that too.
I'm glad you brought that up, right?
Boxing's
So
cool
I
too.
enjoy the basketball. You and I covered the big three last week, and that was fucking fun. One of the bets on mybookie.com, who's our sponsor, promo code Drinkin Bros, will double your deposit up to $1,000, is a 3-on-3. However, I did not see a USA team involved in the 3-on-3 tournaments over there, and that's strange to me. Because we certainly have the talent, and like, dude, even looking at the old guys that were out on the court for the big three, you could put Joe Johnson with 2 other fucking people, and you're good to
Swaggy
go.
P. Let's go.
Yeah.
As long as he stays and gets
Bring home the gold, Swaggy.
Get the long rebound. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. It's weird to me that anybody cares about any of this shit.
The Olympics.
No, about COVID for the most athletic human beings in the world. Like literally, that's not hyperbole. That is, and this whole bullshit about Biden was on TV this morning, and I don't want to fucking go all political here, but Biden was on TV this morning, and a lot of people have been saying in the fucking news recently that, the Delta variant is more transmittable and more deadly. Well, it's not more deadly because the mortality rate, at least published on the goddamn internet right now, is fucking 0.8%, whereas the claim that they made, even with the comorbidity issues for the OG, was 1.7. It's less than half. So all these motherfuckers are just being lied to all the time, and it's affecting everything.
So let me
all
ask,
the policy.
Let me ask you this, and not to get political at all. I'll relate it to the Olympics on this one. Some of the people who have tested positive did have the vaccine. So what does that tell people?
The average person would say that it makes the vaccine not important, but that's not true technically. If you've had, what we do know, at least from this Cleveland Clinic study, and we'll find out more information as we go along. So it's never definitive until it is, but having antibodies will make your body, even if you get a virus like that, will make your body react to it at a much lower level than it normally would have, right? Mm-hmm. Whether you get the antibodies from having it before or getting vaccinated, it doesn't matter. Either way, right, it's going to limit the effects of that. So the idea that you wouldn't be, like people get the flu shot all the time and get the flu afterwards. This has been a regular thing for like 20 years in American culture. Why are that part of it doesn't make any sense to me, the reason people are bitching about it.
Do you think it'll happen, by the way, Olympics?
What? Oh, man, it's like 50 for me right now. Like
Too much
especially
money,
because
it will.
It probably will, but I will say like that East Asian countries like Japan and South Korea seem to be a lot more sensitive and willing to lock down than, I mean, I don't count China because China's authoritarian, it's China, but like Japan, like open and free countries like Japan and South Korea, they're very like locked out. Let's fucking go. Like,
yeah.
But so I'm 50-50 on it. By the way, the U.S. doesn't have a 3-on-3 basketball team because those turds didn't qualify.
Oh, boy.
Boy.
I mean, who was on the team, though?
Robbie Hummel was one of the,
Really?
if not the biggest names on that.
Oh, we ran out the TBT teams?
Purdue's Robbie Hummel was on that
Yeah.
team? Who else?
Aaron Kraft? What? Like,
Crafts would have won it.
no.
Yeah, he wins that. What's that tournament
The
they play every
TBT.
year? Yeah, he wins every year. He wins every year.
But
They were
why are we
eliminated.
running those guys out?
Eliminated in the quarterfinals. He played with Dominique Jones, Kareem Maddox, and Joey King.
Way to go, USA.
None of whom have played an NBA regular season game.
And why is Joe Johnson not out there going for gold? I
also,
don't get it.
isn't Robbie Hummel like a coach now?
He's like a Big
Yes.
Ten network analyst.
Oh, he's an
Yeah,
analyst,
yes,
huh?
yeah.
Rob, Ross, I think you can make the 3-on-3 team.
No, I
You
couldn't.
want to try out in 4 more years?
I couldn't.
The women did qualify, and I assume they're going to run train on the entire field.
Who are they, though?
You can't say that, Rob.
Superstars?
Yeah, they actually played in the WNBA.
Okay.
They were like decent stars in the WNBA. I don't know their names, so I don't watch WNBA, but according to this article, these women actually like logged minutes in a serious professional league, unlike our men's team.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear of them from college.
I didn't
We do
either.
a college
Robbie-
basketball podcast. Hummel's the only fucking one I knew.
It's the only one I know as well because he's Big Ten. But looking at all of this, I think if you're the United States, you put Simone Biles in a glass box.
Yes.
Don't let anyone touch, sneeze, breathe on her. Let her win all the awards and walk out of there with her being the superstar last time. Because she can't go back in another year. Like, even this one, she was like, dude, I'm fucking old. And she was like, this is my last time to do any of this shit, so it's got to go down. I look forward to this every year. The only thing that I hate when it's overseas is the time differences because we get all the shit in advance. So you get the winners in advance on Twitter. We were just like, man, fuck you, dude.
Whenever it's in Asia, it sucks because it's
sucks.
just so it's the middle of the fucking
They keep the
night.
medal count up though, on the fucking interwebs. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I love.
I mean, honestly, it's just what a complete fucking waste of time.
I love the Olympics. Here's why. What are we down to now? We're down to one more, maybe two more NBA Finals games.
Right.
Baseball is in the boring part of the year where it's right after the All-Star break. Nobody gives a fuck. Let's pick that up back in the fall when we start to get some contenders.
Yeah, we don't have Ryder Cup until September.
Yeah, nobody cares about that. But
No, people care about the Ryder Cup.
yeah, if Tiger was in there, that'd be fine. We'll get to your golf bullshit in a second with another guy winning who's just another boring personality.
No,
but
it's great for the game.
terrible. But with that, I mean, shit, dude. We got nothing else. Little League baseball. Am I missing a sport?
Yeah, Williamsport, PA.
What is it?
I mean, UFC is big.
UFC every month.
UFC is
yeah.
Hey, but by the way, Dan, I'm glad you brought that up. UFC is carrying us and has been since the fucking pandemic started, dude. And they keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm going to be honest, man. There was a neighborhood function, Giorgio, on Saturday nights. And, dude.
Over and dripping?
Yeah, they could not wait for the NBA Finals so they could switch on that Misha Tate fight. And I think
Really?
she was the big draw with Izzy. Am I correct?
She was the big draw. Yeah, she was definitely the big draw. I mean, she was the co-main event.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
She's not even a champion, and people were amped to see her.
Well, that's because
It's her
she's
first
been,
fight in
she's
5
been-
years.
Yeah, she's been
Yeah.
the vice president of ONE FC for the past 3 years, which is the leading organization in Singapore.
But to me, so I'm with fucking people in a neighborhood, right? The fact that they're amped about that UFC card where there wasn't a belt on the line.
Well, you get to see the future of 155 with Islam.
Yes.
Right.
And so we'll get to that now, Giorgio. That guy, we were talking about this right before we got on air. I don't know if he'll ever lose. He is a carbon copy of
Well,
Khabib.
has lost.
He's lost once.
Oh, he has lost. Okay, I don't think he'll lose again.
Probably not.
He looks identical to Khabib. He fights identical to Khabib. And he's going to be just as boring. And I don't know anyone who's going to want to fight that fucking guy.
I like his punching power. The big takeaway was Thiago Moises' ability to get him in the over-under and then actually turn Islam into the fence and hold him in the clinch against the cage. That's something I really didn't think was going to happen very much. But yeah, we saw the takedown and the smash, and then he applied the smash technique.
He got smashed
So,
for 4 rounds.
Yeah, just it was pretty good.
Clinical.
I was concerned about that clinch though, and I think that's an area that other guys could maybe exploit with some dirty boxing or some knees against the cage. But overall, very good performance from Islam.
He called out your boy, Michael,
No, he called it RDA.
and Michael.
I mean, I
Michael
thought-
was in studio doing
Doing
like
coverage.
Oliveira? Was it Oliveira?
No, he called out Michael Chandler. 'cause
Oh, Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler and Michael Chiesa were both doing the in-studio coverage for the event, the Michael and Michael. Also, Michael Chiesa's commercial with Justin Gagey, that tequila commercial is really funny. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet.
No.
But if you were watching the broadcast, that was played a bunch of times. But Dan, what'd you think of it?
Which
I mean,
Dan?
straight
This one?
domination. Yeah.
Delco.
Yeah, Delco.
No, I think Islam next. Who do you think he has next? Tony. He'll run it back
RDA.
with Tony.
He fights RDA
Or not
next.
run with Tony. RDA.
He fights RDA next.
Okay. And then Tony maybe.
No, I think we saved Tony. Tony probably fights Chandler when he comes back. I would love to see Tony in bare knuckle boxing, to be honest. I think that's a good transition for him. Maybe a little
No.
payday.
That'd be fun. I'm with that. I could
No.
get with that for sure. Absolutely. Put Nate Diaz in there as well.
I don't think they can afford Nate Diaz, but I think they can afford Tony Ferguson.
If you bring Nate Diaz there, it's a fucking Costner stitch. Build it and they will come.
I mean, I think we need to hear a little beep, beep, beep for Nate, but I'd love
Yeah.
to see it happen. I mean,
Definitely put Jeremy Stevens in that thing because he should not be in the
How'd you
UFC.
like his performance on Saturday?
Oh, you
Rough?
mean him getting choked out in a minute?
By
They keep
Matthias-
matching him up with
Gamrot?
wrestlers who just destroy him. So
Him,
that's
Greg
always
Hardy, all of them should be in bare knuckle boxing, not in the UFC anymore.
good. Little heathen.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the Misha
Not
Tate
very
fight,
good.
Ross?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I loved it, but for two different reasons. Like I said at the top,
Describe
was
it to me.
super interesting to watch. Hang on, it's super interesting to watch a neighborhood that is not traditionally into UFC excited for that fucking fight.
Because she's hot.
Yes. And so, like, dude, the first no lie, I'll say it now. Who gives a shit? The first question by one of the dudes was, "Hey man, how does she fight with those huge fake tits?" And I was like, I don't know, but I have the same.
Are you sure they're fake, Ross?
Same question. Yes, they are, Giorgio. I'm 100% positive.
Asking how you knew.
The other part about it was I asked everybody individually. I said, "How do you know Misha Tate?" And all of them said the same thing. They remember her getting fucking knocked out by Homegirl, and I was like,
Oh, she didn't get knocked out.
all right, great.
She got submitted.
Ronda submitted her with the armbar. Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was, yeah. But either way, the fact that they knew her name, they were amped to watch her fight, and turned it on. I mean, the second the NBA Finals were over, told me that I was like, oh my God, UFC is really fucking starting to take over shit. I thought she fought well, and here was my notes on that fight, to be honest with you. I thought she fought great. The problem is Amanda Nunes is there. You'll never take the belt from her. So what do you do? What does Miesha Tate do?
Well, Amanda's probably got maybe 2 or 3 fights left. And then she's going to walk away. But
you think so, for real?
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to waste any fights with Amanda, so I think Miesha might actually get just shot up for a title shot.
That's exactly what I think, too.
You mean like sometime soon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, look, she's 34 too, so it's not like anybody's getting a younger year.
Yeah.
If that fight's going to take place, it probably should happen soon. But I mean, look, to be honest, you're just throwing her into the fucking meat grinder. She's not going to win that fight.
But at least it's a name, right? So
Yeah.
at least you know the names, and you're reaching the casual fans like Saturday night.
You want to know from a casual fan, one of the things I noticed while you guys were all having a lot more fun than me in the McGregor fight when I was watching it or whatever.
Now, that was a blast.
I had some drinks and was, like smoking a little and just kind of like watching it. I came to the realization it's like the NFL or college football. It's a really easy, fun, passive watch.
Yes.
You don't have to know much.
No. And it's on, and
You
you
don't
can see.
and you don't have to look the whole time.
You can see somebody get their fucking head kicked in.
Yeah.
And it's great. Everybody enjoyed it, and yeah, man, it's taken over. I'll give it to the UFC. All that shit is little by little taking over because people are fed up with the other sports. Either not enough action, not enough superstars, or again, you can just flip it on and watch somebody get their head kicked in. Speaking of which,
I think it's just the ESPN deal. The ESPN Plus deal where
Maybe.
if you pay the whatever, $5.
It helps. I don't even think you need that many superstars because, like I said, with the passive watch shit, like I can turn on an NFL game and just like zone the fuck out. Like I don't need I don't know most of the players on the field for that. I'll know maybe the quarterback, right?
The ESPN deal made it officially a sport. Like it took it outside of like the Hooters and the backyard and all these other places, and it made it like an official sport once it was on ESPN. And then when they signed the deal with them to be covered on all the apps and everything, it's always on. You can put them on anywhere. You understand when someone gets knocked out, like Rob was saying. There's not really a barrier for entry, and that's why they don't like the grappling.
They hate it.
Yeah.
Because they don't really understand what's going on.
So they're
which
going
is
to hate
where, like,
Islam. They're
where
going to
people like DC
Benny.
really come into play, who can like break down the sport live and kind of tell you what's going on. And then the more cameras and the tighter camera angles to like really see what's happening and like get you involved as you're being taught, I think could be kind of helpful. Like teach the fans, make them enjoy it a little bit more.
yeah, and look, Dana White is the best CEO in all of sports, in my opinion. He doesn't pay their fucking fighters.
Yeah.
But
Depends on what you define by best, I guess. Yeah.
best is in putting talent out every single week. Because that was the other thing. We have Paige Van Zandt on. Is it tomorrow night?
Sometime this week, yeah.
Yes, sometime this week. We have her on the show, and we were chatting about it. And it is trotting out fights week after week after week. Remember with boxing, like when it was at its most exciting, like heavyweight boxing, Holyfield and fucking Tyson, for example, right? They would fight like once every 6 months, and you kind of had to wait for it, and that was it. UFC is on every fucking Saturday now.
Right, and boxing, typically, the matchups you want to see, it takes years. Like Pacquiao and Mayweather took, 10 fucking years?
Yes.
And they
It was
were over
way,
the hill
way
by
past
then.
their prime.
Yeah.
at that
Well,
point.
boxing has, 3 different major organizations?
Yeah. So it's a
So,
fucking
yeah.
clusterfuck.
Yeah.
UFC does a better job giving you matchups you actually want to see in like the right time. Although Dana, a lot of times he'll say matchups that never end up happening. But I mean, that's the fight game, I guess.
That's part of it.
Yeah,
that's part of it. I wanted to ask you about McGregor, Giorgio. He was posting photos all week long about an injury to the ankle before the fight started, and then posted that none of you would have lasted 13 seconds in the ring if you would have had the injury I had.
Everyone has hairline fractures. Every fighter has hairline fractures. Maybe he didn't spend the time conditioning his shins earlier and before to build those up. Maybe he's a much more kick-heavy game now than he was before. But everyone's got stress fractures. It's kind of a weak excuse. And he's just not. He doesn't know how to accept that he's not the guy anymore. And his entire his identity is based on being the guy. It's based on being this person that he isn't. And I think that kind of comes back to his comments directly after the fight as well. He's literally having a breakdown because he doesn't know how to handle that he's not.
It's
that
his
dude anymore.
camp too. His entire camp are just a bunch of yes men. Like
Yeah.
he needs to switch it up.
Yeah.
If he wants to like try to get back to being old Connor, which he'll never be.
It's never happening.
He needs to go to another camp.
He's done.
By the way, I said this in 2018, I guess, that fight against Khabib.
Yep.
I called it that day. I was
Yeah.
like, this guy will never fucking win a meaningful fight again.
No.
And he's not going to. So I don't know.
He'll make a lot of money.
I don't know at what point does the general public figure that shit out. Because, look, he showed up to thunderous applause in that arena. Oh, yeah. And his opponent, for no particular reason, got booed, right? So
Well,
clearly
there was a lot of Irish people there, like
For sure,
the,
but
the
not-
entire country
yeah.
of Ireland. Was
Yeah, but I
essentially
mean,
in the arena.
I don't understand why people continue to want to see this guy fight. Like, I don't want to watch.
1.8 million pay-per-view buys, second of all
I know,
time.
I don't get it. I don't
himself.
understand.
And by the way, you know what the number one was? The fight you were at with
Yeah.
you and I were at with Khabib.
I don't understand it. Like, nobody is clamoring to see Michael Jordan in a fucking slam dunk contest at 55 years old. Right?
Fight game's
It-
different though.
it-
Him
here's-
and Nate Diaz. Like
It
doesn't matter how many times
he goes
they
out and
lose.
gets his shit kicked out of him every single
So
time.
does Nate Diaz, but
Yeah,
everyone
It's-
loves to
it's,
see
it's
it.
this. It's they've had success being wild fighters with their hands, knocking people out, being disregarding, like being flippant. Like that's what these people want. Because they see themselves in that. Like talking trash, being like, I can just go out there and I can knock that guy out because I know I can, and my hands are my hands. And they fall in love with that, and that's the part of their personas that these fans fall in love with, and they want to see that person win again because they've imprinted themselves on them.
And they've convinced like the casual fan that if you're not a kickboxer, like everything else is essentially like, I don't know.
Snooze fest.
Yeah, it's a snooze fest. It's not a real fight.
The fight before that Misha Tate fight on Saturday, that guy got his fucking head kicked in. I mean, I've never seen somebody's face turn immediately purple and then their eye look like it was going to cave into their head.
The guy fighting O'Malley.
No. This
No,
was
this
Saturday
was
night.
this past weekend.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
This is a fight card or a
I
fight
was
night
push,
card.
I'm gonna push
yeah.
my mic away.
Yeah. But either way,
Rob.
we are doing a live watch Saturday nights for
Friday
the
night.
Friday night, yes, for the bare knuckle boxing. Paige Van Sant is the headliner there, and we have her on the show. We'll give you a quick preview here because we discussed Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. We ended up betting her $10,000 live on air.
You did.
I did.
We did.
I did. I did.
Ross, you did
That
personally.
Jake Paul is going to beat Tyron Woodley. So watch out for that. We also bet Paige her dog. So if she loses the fight on Friday night, Dan and I are going to steal her dog.
Well, you're
cash.
going to have to take it from her,
Well,
which I would
obviously.
like to see, to be honest.
Well, I think Dan's still got the skills, right? Does that go away?
To steal a dog?
Yeah. Military-wise,
I
does
mean,
that go away?
those people were able to do it. Who was it? Lady Gaga's dog got stolen?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
shot
her
the fucking...
I mean,
it was
that's,
the dog.
You're
walker.
gonna have to fight off two professional fighters because her husband's a professional
Yeah,
fighter.
sure,
Oh, is he? I didn't know.
I'm not
Well,
going to
of course
fight
he-
anybody. If you're trying to do something like that and you end up in a fight with somebody, you have failed.
Are we going to bring a live watch along Saturday as well? Cash register. I mean, we got a pretty big Saturday.
Who
to be
is...
honest.
What's going on Saturday night?
Well, Saturday night
With the
we
return
have
of Dillashaw?
yeah, TJ Dillashaw.
Oh, shit.
2-year suspension
Yeah.
for that
EPO.
EPO.
So what do you guys think? Do you
He's
think
fighting Sanhagen. And
Okay.
it's essentially a number one contender fight
Yep.
to fight the winner of Jan Sterling if they fight again.
Okay.
Yeah, Aljamain Sterling.
I'd say what, if you want to, I'll pop by for them. I'll pop by and we'll get weird.
Sure.
I won't know anything about it, but
I mean, do you guys think EPO still has the effects 2 years later in your system
No.
from doping?
I don't even know what the fuck EPO is.
that was what Lance Armstrong was fucking with for the
Yeah,
the
for
Tour
your
of
for your
France.
wind.
Extra
it,
blood.
it oxygenates your blood.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Probably not.
No.
But I don't care either way. So.
It clears your system.
I think that should be if like I don't know about like steroids being legal in baseball, but that sounds like a rad legal thing.
Yeah.
that
right?
should be
This-
legal for every. Like, I'm going to take that stuff. I'm out
Yeah.
of breath right now.
Yeah, swap out your blood for better blood.
It's fucking bullshit.
I'm at this point. I'm upset at society for not letting me have better blood.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Just go to Germany like Kobe did.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
get that shit cycled.
I want better blood.
Yeah.
We also got
monthly.
Macy Barber on Saturday as well. You
I don't know who Macy Barber is. Any
she's-
relation?
No, she's just a really cute girl, UFC fighter.
Relation
Okay.
to whom? Like Tiki and
Tiki,
Ronda?
yeah.
No.
I didn't know if it was a Barber sister, a whole Barber family, if you will. No idea there.
In trade, not in name.
Okay, great. Next up, the NBA Finals. Game 6 is tomorrow. I have never been more pissed off about the end of a game the way I was about the
Bucks
Game
in
5.
6. You called Bucks in 6.
What's up?
You called Bucks in 6.
I did, but
You know what? This
I hate seeing people just choke it away.
this Suns team they very closely resemble, and obviously not on the same scale, but they very closely resemble those first Golden State teams that were very successful, right? They've got good wing players on their bench. They've got dynamic scorers, one of whom plays really good defense, et cetera, et cetera. The thing they don't have in common is that their crunch time performance is fucking bad. It's bad. It looks like all the teams that the Warriors used to play. When they get down to the last 2.5 to 4 minutes of the game, they start playing a different version of basketball that they have not been playing the entire game. And that is Chris Paul's job to make sure that doesn't happen. And he is fucking failing at it badly right now.
Well, he closed. I've watched him close out a lot of games this playoffs. Where it's like, dude, things started to falter, and he got on the court, and the ship righted. Everything got steady. I don't know what's going on these last 3 games.
That last game, I blame on the coach, though. You come down the court, you fought your entire way back
terrible last possession.
You had 20 seconds. Call a timeout, set a play. Instead, Devin Booker just dribbles into 3 people, loses the ball. Giannis fucking dunks. It's an all-time highlight moment. The photo's amazing. LeBron James was drinking tequila that they let him bring in his own bottle.
Chris Paul's pushing Giannis.
Yeah.
That's a normal foul. That's fine.
He's dirty. He's dirty.
He was just trying to
Chris Paul's a little bit of a dirty player.
He's dirty.
But
But if you're going to be dirty on the last play of the game,
be real dirty.
yes.
He's charmingly dirty, though.
No. He is.
To be fair, Giannis earlier in that game had basically tried to murder Devin Booker.
Good.
Like the fucking play he made on him on that fast break was reckless. He should have been given a flagrant 1 for that at least.
Yeah.
And not the result was fine, but that could have ended very badly. And he does that shit all the time. Like a hard foul is a hard foul. That's fine. If you jump, you're going to put yourself in harm's way, I suppose. But fuck, man. If you're cutting dudes' legs out from under him and shit like that and changing the way they're going to land once they hit the ground, you're a piece of shit.
He's also probably easily the most athletic person who's ever been that size in the history of Earth.
Maybe.
He's
Maybe. He's like Kevin Durant without the fucking skinny ankles.
But
he can't shoot.
Sturdy, much sturdier though.
Yeah, certainly. Much sturdier.
As much as I want to shit on Booker for that last possession, that was really the Bucks' defense. Like
their
Booker,
defense is not bad.
Booker went in.
Dribbled into 3 people. That was dumb.
He dribbled into 2 people who, and by the way, he was
Still one more than you should have.
Only saw one person. Giannis rotated over at the last second, and then Booker was like, "Fuck." Turned around and was being attacked by Drew Holiday. Like, it was good defense. Like, it was an ambush, really.
Draw a play up. Call a timeout. Draw a play up.
I don't disagree with that. I think the moment was way too big to let him play it out.
Me too. And the biggest question I have for you guys here around the horn, starting with you, D'Anthony. Phoenix has been the best team on the road during the NBA playoffs. Any chance they win this Game 6 and force it to Game 7?
Actually, I think they're going to win tonight, and I think they lose at home. I think
tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. Yeah, I think somebody, I don't remember who it was, but it may have been Kendrick Perkins, the first person to say it, that he thought that the Suns would lose at home for Game 5, then win on the road, and then who knows what happens with Game 7. But just the way they've been closing out games recently, it seems like the Bucks probably had a better shot to close out the series no matter where it is. Because Game 7 is Game 7.
Phoenix fans certainly think so as well. Tickets right now for Game 7, which is not a possibility, right? It's not a guarantee right now. They are going for $2,600 a ticket for lowers. Courtside is going for $45,000 a ticket for Game 7.
A lot of rich people in Phoenix that would like to see their only championship, since fucking Diamondbacks in, 2001 or whatever.
I like the Diamondbacks ruining the 9/11 narrative.
Yeah.
I like the entire country, though, being exposed to what is actually in Phoenix.
Oh,
so
my
you go
God.
to you have those 8K cameras going through the crowd in Phoenix.
A lot of
desert trash,
weathered skin, and gecko tattoos out there.
It's unbelievable.
Is it weird? I want to go if it goes to Game 7. I really want to be there for it.
I would in the city. It would be interesting to be in the city.
If they won, imagine if Phoenix won.
The arena is right here, and then they have something kind of like the Domain, not as big, but at downtown Phoenix right there, where there's a bunch of shops and bars and restaurants in this area right behind the hotel row. So hotel row, and then the stadium and the baseball stadium are down here, or the arena and the baseball stadium are down here, and they're not that fucking far apart. I'm talking about a quarter mile maybe between those two places.
Okay.
And that city's going to fucking lose it. They can't, just on a regular day, they can't figure out traffic down there. It's fucked. Like some roads are under construction or shut off, and then they change the way traffic flows on game days. For this shit, they're fucked.
Someone's going to fall on the sidewalk and be pan-fried.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because you can't burn down a desert either, so.
It's like
Well, you can
120
try.
degrees.
You can
Everything's
try.
already on fire there, just at a lower level.
I'm looking at the point spread here. It is +5 for Phoenix, game 6.
Plus 175 money line?
Take it. I love the Phoenix money line.
165 money line. 165. D'Anthony, who you got game 6 here tomorrow night?
I think that the Bucks are going to close it out. I don't believe in the Suns' ability to close out. Unless they get up big early, or look, some of the other things that have happened during this series are Middleton's been he kind of sporadically shows up, like you don't know which Middleton's going to play, and that's what happens. That's when you're a B-level player. That's how it is, right?
Yeah.
Like the reason you're not an A-level player is because you're not consistent all the time. So we'll see what happens with that guy. I think he's probably the key to this. I don't know what the fuck is going. I don't know if Chris Paul ran out of gas or something, but he's looked very lethargic the last couple of days.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's not that. What is he, like 34?
36.
He's 36. I mean, he's had some injuries, I guess. And this has been, we're coming off a shortened season, but it was not that long ago. So maybe he didn't get his rest in. They weren't in the playoffs, so I don't know what the fuck. But
Oklahoma was.
they did. They lost in the first round. Right?
Look,
Yeah.
if you look back at Chris Paul's
He
career,
dragged that fucking dog shit team across.
Yeah.
oh yeah, and
Yeah.
he never, dude. He's always been in the playoffs.
Don't
always
talk
played
about
on all
shit
the
like that.
the Olympic teams, all that other shit.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of miles on him.
Yeah.
and he's been going up against big boys his entire life.
Yeah, he might just be
That's
fucked.
exhausting. I'm with you here. 5 points is a lot.
I don't know about I'm just not going to bet the fucking the money line, but I might take 5.
I think people going bug fuck in that Deer District outside will all combine, and Milwaukee realizes they've got to fucking close this out. You don't want to go back to Phoenix for Game 7.
Yeah, I mean, with no money on the line, this is one of those series where you're like, I don't care if either team wins. Like, I would enjoy a championship with either Phoenix or Giannis. So I don't care.
Yeah.
Both cities would be fun to see.
Yeah.
And the other thing we kept hearing about Giannis all week, and even at the Big Three, was they're better without him. The ball can't go through him. They've clearly proven that's not the case.
Yeah, they're not better without him at all.
No.
Maybe you don't want him being your point center. But
Yeah, they're better when he plays center.
yeah.
His natural position.
Yes.
Yep.
Same with Ben.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I think Phoenix wins this game. Chris Paul's entire career narrative is on the line.
It
in
is.
Game 6.
Yeah.
It is.
And
I mean, it is, but
I'm not willing to bet against that. I think he knows this is it. Unless he goes to the Lakers next year, this is
Do
his
it.
only shot.
Now,
Which I would love
Get him
to
off that
do.
team. He's
Gary-
the only person I hate on Phoenix.
Gary Payton and Karl Malone made that mistake. Right.
Well, no,
you can't chase.
I
you can't chase a title.
can't
like
I don't
that.
think that was their fault. I think it was Shaq and Kobe just hated each other so much at that point, and then they ran into like a perfect machine in the Pistons.
I think they were
Maybe.
just lazy.
They were lazy as fuck at that
Just
point.
lazy.
But either way, I don't think the Suns can win.
I don't either.
I just don't believe it. I don't see it.
I'm with
like
you.
I mean, if they do win Game 6, they're winning Game 7, right?
yes.
I don't think that's a guarantee.
Yeah, it's such a weird series that, like,
Yeah.
I full disclosure, I sat out of it. Alex Monaco hit me up and he goes, "Hey, who are you taking tonight?" And I go, "I'm actually not betting this game because I have no fucking idea." Gun to head, I would have chose Phoenix in Game 5, and they got smoked up until the end where they finally made a comeback. But
I'll put some money on Phoenix just because of the money line price, plus 165.
okay,
A little juice.
what do you, like a hundo?
I'm probably going to look at some of the. I guess we could do it right now.
Yeah, the prop bets are up right now.
Let's see what we got here.
For this Phoenix game, 222 is the over/under. First half is plus 2.5. Obviously, race to 30 points, race to 40 points is there.
What do we got in the players?
Player wise, where are we at here? Oh my God, there's like 50 million ways to bet this fucking
there's
game. dude.
there's always a bunch of player props.
Jesus Christ.
Let's see.
Those are the real values these days. And if
Yeah.
you don't know who's going to win like this, go find these player props, man, because you guys have been Bob, you've been pretty goddamn good on these, combining the people together here with rebounds, assists, and points and shits.
I love player props, and typically casinos do not like you betting those the most. They
Oh,
get
we can tell the audience that.
Okay, yeah, we've heard from casinos that we've talked to.
Yes.
They're like, yeah, those are the ones that have the least return for us, which means they don't know them as well as they know game lines and
Correct.
shit like that.
Correct.
So you have, like, the casinos have admitted to us that you have better odds on player props than you do on game lines.
MyBookie.com or MyBookie.ag, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hit them with that promo code.
Drinkin' Bros. And look, live lines is where you can make the most money in player props.
There's a prop right here. Giannis to have 30-plus points in Milwaukee to win, and that's paying at plus 100.
So that's even.
Like, if you think they're
money.
going to win the game, that's how they're going to win it for sure.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's a fucking easy bet to take.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah, if you're, and honestly, if you can, parlay it.
Yeah, for
Because if
sure.
you're betting them to win, then parlay it with that, because like you said, they're not going to fucking win if he doesn't score 30 points. And what was the other part of that?
And
That's
to
it.
win.
Just to win. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other
You can't parlay that.
interesting part,
Right,
you
yeah.
can't parlay that, but the interesting part about that is, Dan, if you look at the odds, the straight up money line odds, that is a way better financially, sound
Yes.
bet than the other one, because what are you at fucking minus 195? You bet on the Bucks?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
and
a better bet.
There's a bunch of props. I mean, I even go, I look at the normal stuff first. I think I've said this before, but then I start looking into plus 1,000 and above, because there's always some. This is where you find parlays already made for you. Basically, is what this is, right? That have high odds. So, Devin Booker to have 5+ 3-point field goals, Phoenix to win, and Phoenix total points over 108.5. That's plus 1050. So 10.5 to 1. Basically,
Yep.
They basically what they've done is just made you a bunch of fucking parlays. So if you don't
Right.
if you don't have anything specifically in mind, go in here and say, you know what, this looks like something that might happen, and go look in the fucking data. You've got 5 games worth of it now. What happens when this guy scores this amount of points? They win or lose or whatever the fuck. You have time between now and tomorrow to do all this stuff and make some fucking money.
Easily. Some listeners here in the chat are saying go to the Bucks game. How's Milwaukee? Have you partied there?
Yeah.
I've not partied in Milwaukee. Madison, Wisconsin I have, but
Not in a very
Milwaukee.
long time. I lived in Madison and went to Milwaukee a lot. I mean, it's kind of depends on where you are in town. It's more of like there's one area where all the bars are like in neighborhoods. They're like old mills, not textile mills, but like
Flour mills.
I don't know what the
grain
fuck.
mills.
Whatever the hell they had up there. Maybe it's steel still when you get that far
Oh,
west. I don't know.
yeah.
But whatever it is, it's like mill style housing where there's a grocery store somewhere. Most of those have been turned into houses or condos now, but a lot of the bars are just like random fucking places. And then they have their downtown area sucks, frankly.
Got it.
It's like Pittsburgh, but it's colder and there's more hippies.
Wasn't there a riot there? Was there a riot in Milwaukee?
Probably, yeah.
It was pretty underwhelming when I went to go visit Marquette on my little college tour
Yeah.
as a senior in high school. I was like, Marquette's cool, Dwayne Wade. And then I got there and I was like,
Yeah.
this is pretty fucking whatever.
I'm looking at tickets for lowers right now. Corner section, kind of behind the hoop. You're looking at 2,100. Look, these are about the same price as Phoenix. Let's check out their courtside. Courtside's only 20 grand there.
Well, it's Milwaukee.
You're saying there's poor people in Milwaukee?
Look, Milwaukee is. I'm from St. Louis, and I say when I rip on Milwaukee, I feel like Milwaukee's basically the same thing as St. Louis.
Okay.
The dollar just goes further.
It does. It's just not the same. Like, you're not gonna get, like, I'm sure when the Blues were in the Stanley Cup, ringside seats or the rink-side seats at the fucking Bruins the Boston Bruins was a lot more expensive than it was in St. Louis.
The other thing too, somebody's saying go to fucking Iowa doesn't exist. It does, and that Yankees game got rescheduled there, by the way.
Yeah.
So they are going to
It's
play the
next
Field
month,
of
I think.
Dream games, but
I
they
think
have
it's
not
like-
released tickets.
No, I haven't seen tickets anywhere. We'll ask through Benny and see if there are any actually available. For something that exclusive, it's like trying to get tickets to Cameron Indoor. Like, there's 3,500 tickets.
So there's 8,000 for this game allegedly. We'll see what happens with COVID and all that stuff. But go to drinkinbrostickets.com. You can get all these tickets on there now, so they're there. But man, I wonder what's going to happen if Milwaukee wins. They burn it down. I think it
Yes.
feels like a burn it down city,
Yes,
right?
it is a burned down city.
They definitely had a lot of riots over the summer last year.
But even just like, that's the home of Miller. Miller
Yeah.
is brewed there.
Yeah.
These people, imagine a Miller drinker. That's all their fans. They will riot.
They have a really good. Have you ever seen those ridiculous looking Bloody Marys that have like a whole fried chicken on top of it.
Yeah,
That's a place in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's who you're dealing with here. It's also AJ Bombers. They're the first major place. I think they did it on Diners, Drivers, and Dives. Actually, they have a peanut butter burger.
Okay.
You ever had that? Very good.
Yeah. For me, this is just one series, man, where I cannot figure out these teams. I've had a bitch of a time betting this series. So I think I'm going to go with that prop line. That is going to be my massive bet. So, again, if you're in Facebook, subscribe to Drinkin' Bros Sports. It is private. The only rule is don't be a cunt. We post all of our bet slips in there. So I'm going to go the hardest on that one, Dan, the one that you picked out. I think that's the play here because
That's probably a good one. But there's a bunch of those on there, so just look through all of them.
Yeah, but that -5 is too big because I think this game will be close. Chris Paul's not going out like a bitch.
Chris Paul's not going out like a bitch.
He might go out like a bitch.
And here's the thing. Suns winning the series is plus 320 right now.
It's not bad. It's not a bad take.
Throw a hundo on there. Just
Why the fuck not?
Yeah, because if they win Game 6, they're going to be favored Game 7.
Yep.
So.
Oh, yeah.
You won't get good money on that.
They'll be favored by at least 5 in that game.
Is there a way I can bet that Chris Paul gets injured sometime in the late third or early fourth quarter?
Game 6.
Yeah.
If it's clear they're going to be eliminated.
Yeah.
If it's right. That's a good player.
It's a classic LeBron move.
Yeah,
It
It is.
I'm quitting.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of LeBron,
Oh, best cutaway of all time. Best cutaway of all
that
time.
movie is getting fucking
Welcome
lit
to
the fuck up.
Space Jam.
I mean, this is one of the
Alright.
this is one of the biggest flops I think I've ever seen.
Well, financially,
It's
it is
not, yeah.
It is not, which is weird. But Wild Wild West was financially successful too. So when they cut away to LeBron though for the first time, because let's face it, he was only there to promote Space Jam. His agent is now dating Adele, and then the fucking tequila bottle that they magically had stashed for his brand new tequila company underneath the fucking seats.
Also, Chris Paul's a banana boat guy.
He is. But you don't go. Jordan never went to anybody's fucking finals. Kobe didn't go to anybody's finals. You don't fucking do that shit. Sit home.
Kobe might have.
Jordan's
No,
for
Kobe did
sure
not.
been to finals for guys.
Not that he was in the same season that he was playing in. Not one fucking prayer. Not one fucking prayer.
Oh, yeah.
You never know. He could have been.
I meant post-career,
He
but-
could have been in the Garden in the 80s.
Post career, yeah. No, absolutely not. He would not go to that shit. The graphic though underneath LeBron showing the IMDb rating and the
Metacritic score.
Metacritic score and then the Rotten Tomatoes score for the movie.
I think it was like 31%.
One of the lowest ever.
Yeah.
Who did that? And I'm sure Adam Silver had a fucking conniption.
I don't know. Who is the broadcast? It's CBS or
ABC.
ABC rather. That's Disney.
It's Disney.
They're the ones that made the goddamn movie, so I don't know why they would be fucking with them like that.
For what it's worth, the first Space Jam. I don't want to like the new Space Jam, but I'm also like, it's a fucking kids movie, and it wasn't made by Pixar, so who cares about what the Rotten
No, they had
Tomatoes
made a
says.
huge mistake. They thought kids still knew who the Looney Tunes were, and they don't. The kids don't care.
They do.
No one knows who Bugs Bunny is.
Well, they made Lola Rabbit fucking frumpy.
Yeah, it's
So-
no tits on Lola Rabbit.
Yeah,
She's got no ass.
If a rabbit isn't giving a dad an erection, no one's going.
not a
to
good
see it.
cartoon.
You're
No one's
not
going.
taking
Yeah.
your kids there. Yeah.
No. If I can't get a boner at any of these things, I don't go.
Yeah. That's,
So what you're saying is if you can't get a boner at any of these children's movies, you're not going.
Correct. Like with the old Disney movies, do you remember they used to put something hidden sexually in every single movie? Why do you think that was?
Boredom, probably.
Nope.
I mean, we draw dicks
so
on
a
all
dad
sorts of
can
stuff.
get a fucking boner, you know?
Yeah. Imagine if in WALL-E they hadn't made that girl robot hot.
Or do you remember, what was it, Aladdin? All good teenagers, take off your clothes. They had the lines that were hidden in there.
Well,
and shit.
Aladdin had the dick on, or no, it was Ariel from
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
Mermaid. They had the dick on it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that was just a troll.
Also, dead parents.
Sorry?
Nothing gets you harder than dead parents.
Whose parents died?
Every Disney movie and Pixar movie, there's a dead parent.
Yeah.
It's a common.
true.
You're like, oh
That's
man,
true, yeah.
Elsa's damaged goods.
Yeah.
Bambi and Mufasa and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to Andy's dad? You don't know. He's
Even
trying to find something in those toys.
shit, even though the one who was drawing the fucking things when they did that movie with Colin Farrell, he was an alcoholic who died. So maybe you're right.
No, there's at least one parent that's always dead.
So it's
Jesus
basically like
Christ.
kind of a stripper situation,
Yeah.
like a disrupted family
Yeah.
turned into this.
Yep.
Smut peddling sons of bitches. If you haven't seen it yet, folks, go look up the fact that Brandy Love went to the Turning Point USA meeting this weekend, and they
Yeah.
had to revoke her credentials after.
can't wait.
After people found out.
I can't wait.
But she was invited and had a VIP pass.
Yeah. As well, she should have. She should have that everywhere, all that access.
Yeah, VIP for life everywhere.
Everywhere.
For all the joy she's brought people.
We'll switch over to the NFL here. I don't know if the Aaron Rodgers thing is true. It looked photoshopped to me. He did post on his Twitter +1. I don't know what that means if he's coming back for the year.
I think +1 means that his girlfriend's pregnant. That's my guess.
Maybe.
If we're trying to fucking,
dissect his fucking
But I don't know
Instagram.
what happened. You say you don't know if it's true. What's true?
There was a tweet that is unconfirmable that said that he was going to come back and play. Teammates have said otherwise for the Packers. Teammates have said otherwise. They don't really know. Nobody knows what's going on. There's a lot of hope, I guess, out of the Packers organization, but they didn't add anybody, so what are you hoping for?
Hope's not a game plan, my man.
No, I'm with you.
Where's he going to go?
I think he's going to stay home, frankly.
Well, Dan, hope is also a dangerous thing. Okay.
Hope is also a dangerous thing. Are you on Shawshank on people? Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
I'll put a fucking round right through your thigh. Yeah, this doesn't mean +1. What the fuck does that mean?
Don't know.
One more hashtag. What does that mean?
Yeah, one more. So is he having a kid? Is he coming back to the Packers?
Well,
What's
he doesn't
gonna
have
do?
a child yet, so I don't think one more would make sense.
We don't know.
I thought you meant +1.
We don't know if he's with if his
more.
lady's with child right now.
One more in his family
Yeah.
type of thing.
Could be drinking another Milwaukee's best.
Yeah. Nobody knows.
Yeah, some people think that it just means that the Milwaukee Bucks need to win one more game to win the title.
that's
That's a
what
great
it is.
one, actually.
That's-
Shit.
that's what it
yeah.
By the way, he's got a very complicated history with the media there. Do you remember when Ryan Braun was under investigation for using steroids, and Aaron Rodgers said he would bet his entire salary that Ryan Braun had not done that, and then Ryan Braun got suspended for an entire year for doing that?
Did he?
Right there?
Yeah,
There's like a fly in her neck or something.
No, I know. I
What's
can't
that?
get it away.
Oh, it's on you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on-
it's
You're like
physically-
Mike Pence.
It's physically on me, dude.
Yeah.
I can't get it off.
Can you zoom in on the fucking fly? Is that the same
It
fly?
Is
won't
it
from
the
be.
Mike
Pence
Pence?
fly? Is it the Pence
It's
fly?
still on you.
Houseflies only live
Where?
for a month.
It's
Where
on your
is it?
shirt.
Why? Why are bugs all over me? It's a weird.
it's
I feel like my
probably-
teeth are falling out and I'm having bad dreams.
It's probably that Arnold shirt, to be
I
honest.
guess, dude. Who knows?
Flies are attracted to him. I mean, everybody
knows?
is. Shit.
Yes.
Anyways,
Addicted to the pump.
yeah, he like really backed. He's a big sports fan, like a big He's not just
Huge,
like,
yeah.
Like some of these athletes play their sport, but they don't even care about that sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. They're just there to get paid. He's a huge sports fan, so I think that's probably what it means.
He's a pretty good golfer, too. Carried Bryson's bum ass.
He did. One of the interesting things, though, I found out of the NFL this weekend was I was not aware that there was a COVID-19 vaccine threshold to where you could get rid of all your protocols if your players got vaxxed. Apparently, the Dallas Cowboys did not make that, and Michael Irvin ripped them this morning.
They don't care about championships.
They don't.
Don't care.
They don't care.
Gotta get
about anything.
vaxxed.
Not a
I
winning
don't think
franchise.
I don't think the vaccination thing is important in the narrative that they don't care about winning championships.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Yeah,
This
I know that's what
Michael
he
Irvin
said.
said.
I'm just saying that's probably we could have figured that out long before this vaccination thing came in.
It's just the latest piece.
Yeah.
With this, though, is it going to be mandatory? Because I don't understand why the Olympics weren't as well. Like, hey, dude, if you're going to go over there,
Thought they
get a
were.
fucking vaccine.
I mean, if
No.
you're actually worried about this shit, I'm not personally. I don't give a fuck.
But if
about
you're
it.
an athlete and your livelihood depends on it,
Yeah, I don't
why
see-
risk it?
yeah,
I mean,
but there's
'cause-
guys like Montez Sweat who said they would never do it.
and that's
Well, I guess if you get a large enough group of important enough people to say that, then maybe something changes. But Cole Beasley's not going to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cole Beasley will just be selling insurance next year.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Well, Cole Beasley, unfortunately, had also hit over, like, he had crossed the typo threshold in his screed against
Yeah.
it. So,
yeah.
Yep.
There's a certain amount of words that if you misspell or misuse, bad grammar, punctuation, etc., into a paragraph, where I'm done.
yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what you've said. You could have had that could have been the cure for cancer, and I guess I'm just gonna die from cancer.
Speaking of which, the SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey gave his first speech of the year, so we're getting super close to college football starting.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to
Gives me a bigger boner.
fucking-
the SEC.
Feinbaum's coming.
Oh yeah.
I ain't playing nobody, pal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
The best,
R.I.P.
the
to
best
that
part
lady.
about this, and that it's the SEC, is he immediately came out and says, COVID concerns won't lead to any rescheduled games. We don't give a shit. We didn't give a shit last year.
Yeah.
We don't give a shit this year.
That's not what that meant.
What do you
He
mean?
said it won't lead to rescheduled games, as in if some fucking team misses COVID because of a game, we're not putting it back on the schedule.
Yeah.
We're not putting it in a bye week.
No.
We're just not playing it.
Yeah. I mean, why should you?
But that's not giving a shit. That's saying, like, we're not giving you a second chance. If you miss a game, you miss a game.
Yeah, that's giving too much of a shit, maybe.
Look, you go and forfeit. I said this about Ohio State last year with their fucking COVID issues. If you couldn't fucking figure it out, you had to play the national championship. I was not in favor of pushing the game because they couldn't figure it the fuck out. Cancel it, play it, move on, play with whoever's there, and move on with our fucking lives. This shit can't keep tracking us forever. The fact that he's the first out saying it is great. That means he wants to play the games. He's not even saying, I'm not going to push the season. I'm not going to start the season late. I'm not going to do dog shit. We've learned to live with this COVID environment, and we're going to get on with our lives.
Yeah, but he's not going to give you a game back. Like they did that last year. They rescheduled games.
So don't fuck up, I guess.
Yeah, they're saying no. That is a push to get the players vaccinated. In my opinion, that's not a.
Maybe, but what I mean, if the players are vaccinated, people are getting vaccinated, or people are getting COVID at the same rates whether they're vaccinated or not, right? It's the symptoms that change,
Right.
at least in some cases. In most cases, it would have been asymptomatic either way in the vast majority of cases. But anyways, they're still going to, if you're a vaccinated player and you get fucking COVID during the season and you've been around your teammates, that game is done. It doesn't matter if you've been vaccinated or not.
No,
So what the fuck is the point of any of this shit?
I think part of it too is probably to keep the players in line in terms of like don't
Maybe.
rage.
I think that's probably like, hey, be aware of what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And learn to lie.
Because he doesn't want to cancel games.
I would, no, he loses money.
Loses money, yeah.
and
For
it
sure.
fucks the town. And
Yeah.
it's actually kind of insane that like two dudes like going to fuck the wrong girls or just like going to the wrong like bottle service can like cost an entire town hundreds of thousands of dollars. Millions of dollars, actually, probably.
The other interesting part about this regarding college football, spreads are out. Spreads are out for opening week on my bookie. I was looking at some of the top games.
UCF Boise.
Not one
Yes.
prayer. Was that a top game?
Yes.
But the biggest game of the
That's a top game.
weekend.
That's
It's
a top
Ohio
game.
State, Oregon, right?
No, it is the second weekend. The biggest game of opening weekend is actually Clemson versus Georgia.
Oh, that'll be
in
a good-
Charlotte.
Clemson's going to fucking destroy them, but it'll be an interesting game.
What do you think that spread is?
I don't think Clemson's going to destroy
If I had to
Georgia.
guess, if I was making this spread, it would be this early to bait people into it. I would probably have it up at like 16.5 or something like that. But what it should be is 14 probably.
Wait.
For Clemson?
Clemson, Georgia?
That's crazy.
No. Georgia -2.
Close. Who do you got?
Well, I just looked it up. But in terms of who I think is going to win, lay Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia's winning that game.
Georgia's winning.
I think Georgia's winning the game too.
I'll take that bet.
You go with Clemson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Look, that kid, when we watched him play in that Notre Dame game, he's going to be fucking rad. It just depends on the rest of.
Georgia has this fucking reputation like there's some defensive powerhouse, and every time they play a dynamic quarterback, they get their fucking shit.
Yeah, but they
pushed
got a
down
quarterback
40.
now. JT Daniels.
They had,
I don't
they
think
had a
he's their-
quarterback with
yeah.
fucking Jake Fromm and everybody else that's been there
Daniels
as a
better than
quarterback.
Fromm. Fromm stinks.
Also, here's my thing with the Clemson quarterback. He's not dynamic yet. He played what 1-2 games last year. One
Yes.
against Notre Dame, who I don't give a fuck. Like Clemson is
Notre Dame's defense was really, really good last
College
year.
football,
against
they
who?
were in the
ACC?
CFP.
Like it's
They had one of the better defenses in college football last year.
They beat
Georgia's
the spread
another-
on Alabama at least.
Georgia's another level to me. I like Georgia in this. If it was like a mid-season game, I'd be worried for Georgia. This is the best time Georgia can catch.
Also,
So Clemson's at -4 right now.
if Dabo is a man of his word, Clemson doesn't have a coach.
Why is he committing suicide or something?
He said once players get paid, he's out.
He's
Oh
out.
yeah, good. Well,
So
Good for
Clemson
him.
doesn't have a coach.
there's some fun lines.
I'm
There's
sure
some really
he's
fun lines.
probably
Ohio
right.
State is -13.5. They're leading off the season against Minnesota. We'll be doing a live watch on that Thursday
Row the
night
boat.
game. And then Miami is playing Alabama as the night game that night.
Good luck.
that sucks.
And it is -18.
Why don't they
for
just
that already?
They should probably simulate that game. Don't even play the game.
You're not in on who is it? Derek King or what's his name?
King, yeah.
Okay, we're not giving a pronunciation of his first name.
I mean, he was fine at Houston. He's
What's his first name?
Derek.
There's a apostrophe there, so I don't know. Is it Derek?
Derek.
Okay.
A
-18 in that game.
little local game here whose line I don't understand. Baylor at Texas Tech. Baylor's only -13.5. Or Texas Tech. Texas State. I'm sorry, Texas State.
Yeah.
Well, Texas State
Transfer you.
Yeah.
0 recruits, but it went all transfers.
For him, find the Boise spread. Just out of shits and gigs.
Up top, UCF -4.
Yep. Bounce House, Gus Malzahn.
We're going boys.
Oh, God, shut up.
Gus is winning game 1 easily by a touchdown.
Oh, shit. That is opening night. So they're on the same bill as Ohio State. Obviously, they're not going to get that national
We'll
game.
be on ESPN. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, give me those points too.
ESPN 4?
Give them this
No, ESPN
question.
1.
No.
You guys will probably be ABC.
Yeah.
No.
The night game?
Yeah, why wouldn't you be on ABC?
Because they don't do that on Thursday nights, so
They might.
not for
Oh,
ABC.
is this
They
a Thursday
should.
game?
Yeah, it is. These are Thursday games. So you go back to back there. Look, how's a night game at UCF? Real talk.
No, it's cool.
Is
It's
it?
fun. It's a good time.
Is
It's
it
a
in
good-
Orlando?
The campus is dope.
The stadium's on the campus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 50,000 all packed up. It's the bounce house because there's not enough concrete underneath the bleachers to actually be like structurally sound.
Great.
So when you jump, the field actually moves.
Yeah.
So it's a good
Wouldn't
home
expect
field advantage.
Anything less out of UCF.
It's I like that place. I've went to a couple games there. It's pretty dope.
I have not, but that'll be fun. That's a fun fucking night. I'd tell you what, we'll go picture in picture that night.
Okay.
I'm sure
Well, I might be there, so I don't know.
we'll be there at the same time. We just send you there.
Let's go there.
It'll be a blast. I always bet on Boise. That's the rule in the show. So I'll be betting on Boise that night as well.
We're gonna run them off the field. So
There's some wild lines so far.
Wild lines. Go to my bookie, dude.
Louisiana Lafayette at Texas. Texas is only a 10-point favorite.
yeah, the
Texas-
Raging
that-
Cajuns are good.
Well, I don't know about that, but Texas demonstrated over the last 2 years how it is completely inconsistent. Maybe the most inconsistent team of all the major teams in all the big top 5 conferences. They come in with a fucking, you're like, man, these guys should score 40, 50 points a game for sure. And they don't. They choke on a regular basis in the regular season, man.
Their defense is suspect.
They're in the Big 12. No one cares about that yet. Although the Big 12 has made a move towards defense the last couple of years, but they're fucking bad.
Yeah.
Texas is bad, and they had an opportunity.
But are they
maybe
back?
to get? Well, I mean, I don't know if they ever had a real shot at Urban Meyer or not.
Do you not like Sarkisian?
No.
I don't know yet. We'll
I
see.
don't. He was
I
the
don't know if-
offensive coordinator for the Falcons,
Yeah,
and he was
I don't.
the worst.
I don't know if I like him for Texas. We'll see, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
The weird thing is, if you go back and look at this from that Tom Herman thing we were talking about earlier,
I feel like you just rehired Tom Herman.
Kinda.
yeah, that's the way it feels like to me.
You also got North Carolina at Virginia Tech, and North Carolina is only a 5.5-point favorite.
It's a great opening weekend for college football.
That's it?
Yeah.
They did it right. They did it
Seem a little
right.
weird to you?
A little bit.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So
I
like,
mean, UNC
Conference
looked really
game.
good last year.
The
Yeah.
conference game.
if you're out there and you know, so you've got some insight on your own team that you love, go to my bookie. All these odds are up, man. You can start fucking betting this shit now.
Who's
I've
winning the
already
Heisman?
done it. Boy, that is a great question. So the weirdest thing about it with the top 4 teams, because I already have my top 4 in. I'll go ahead and fucking say them before we do the goddamn show. I got Ohio State, Alabama, Oklahoma this year. And that last one could be Georgia. It might be 2 SEC
What
teams
about UNC?
this year. No.
Sam Howell?
Nope.
They're
buy
not.
into
They're not
Sam
quite
Howell?
there yet.
They got to go through Clay. Got to play Clemson.
Yeah.
I think it'd be Clemson.
They're not. They're not there yet. Another year or two, maybe they might have some. They might be competitive.
Don't
over
believe
there.
in Mac Brown.
No.
I do over the course of 46 years, but not in one
Yeah.
or two.
Yeah.
I'll say Sam Howell is in New York for the Heisman, but I don't think he wins.
It's a fun pick, though.
Yeah.
Because the odds are going to be high on that. The unknown about the 3 out of the 4 teams that I just mentioned is their quarterbacks. So Clemson, new quarterback. Ohio State, new quarterback. Alabama, new quarterback. Their returning players are fucking great, but let's face it, the quarterback makes the fucking engine go. So
Mackenzie Milton at Florida State.
that would be a great comeback story.
This is probably the most wide open the SEC has been in a minute. In terms of that, you've got like
it's Bama.
2 to 3 teams that can win it
it's
instead of just
Alabama.
one.
It's Alabama.
Man, I don't know, man. I think I wouldn't hate laying Georgia.
Yeah, if it's
Well.
going to be someone else, Georgia will be in the playoff with Alabama,
Yeah.
but I don't really.
But we're looking at the last 42 years of history there. Georgia has not been in that game.
I don't really trust Kirby.
They haven't won it in 42 years.
Yeah. You know,
I don't trust Kirby either, to be honest with you. But it'll be fun because we don't know what's going to happen. Spencer Rattler's going to be fun. Texas, whatever the fuck they're doing there, should be interesting. And I think it's going to be a great college football season. I'm really looking forward to it.
When did we go to 12 teams?
2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years, yeah. Because there's, 2 years left on that contract? Yeah, the only thing that you're going to ask yourself, again, is why is it's the same 3 out of fucking 4 teams every year.
Oh, here's a question for you with your boy Mackenzie. Florida State, 10-point dog to Notre Dame to open the season.
he's going to be running for his life because they don't have an offensive line, and he's got a bad leg, so that's not a good recipe typically.
He's got an Alex Smith leg.
He does, yeah.
Did it fall off?
Yeah,
very close.
He
Very
almost
close.
got amputated.
Gruesome injury there.
That's
But it would be a great
LSU.
comeback story. And look, it's always fun when Florida State is good.
Yeah, anytime Clemson has competition in the ACC, it's going to be good. Like the ACC should be a better conference than it is. If you have North Carolina, Florida State, Miami, Clemson, all kind of in the mix, it's good for football.
Yes.
I don't think Clemson makes a playoff this year. Maybe doesn't even win the ACC.
I love that.
Because
Bold pick.
They lose to Georgia,
Yep, they lose to Georgia.
but they're going to have to lose in conference. Is Notre Dame still in the ACC this year?
They always play an extra amount, but they're not playing Clemson this year.
I think they're out of the conference because there's no COVID this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they always play a certain amount of ACC teams. Like
Yeah.
they play like 5-6 a year or something like that. They missed Clemson this year, and vice versa. And Clemson is actually pretty lucky. They don't catch North Carolina this year. So they'd have to play them in the national or the conference championship game.
Interesting.
So I think Clemson loses to Georgia. Redemption. North Carolina takes them in the ACC championship game.
North Carolina beats them. They'll probably lose a stupid game to Pitt or something.
Yeah, they
do.
always have one.
They do play at Pitt this year.
Yeah,
They always
well,
have
that's
one.
danger.
Yeah, that'll be, man, it's going to be a fun college football season. We're almost here for that. And obviously August, top of 2 weeks away, we start the fantasy football leagues. So those will be open. Same thing as always. You got to sign up for Drinkin Bro Sports on Facebook. When we put them up, they are filled within about 90 seconds.
Yeah.
All those leagues.
It's quick.
And Dan and I are going over the prizes now as we speak. There's some great ones out there. Cutthroat Killers League this year. Everybody's wondering who the murderer is going to be. We decided to go with Clyde Edwards-Helaire because, let's face it,
Got away with it.
got away with it. 1, 2, it was justified. Somebody broke in, tried to steal a
Stand your ground.
Yeah.
stand your ground, and blew him away.
Castle Law.
And he's having a
Castle
great
Doctrine.
career.
We got to figure out the baseball prizes still.
Yeah, we'll get it. I mean, we got plenty of time with that.
Yeah, I think there's 7 weeks left in the fantasy
the
season.
longest season of all time.
Yeah, baseball is the longest season of all time now.
Didn't he smoke the guy trying to steal his Xbox?
Yeah, that's what he did.
Okay.
Yeah,
They should make an Xbox ad.
they should put him on the cover.
Clyde
He should
Edwards-
definitely do Microsoft ads.
It's
yeah.
Clyde
Exactly.
Edwards-Helaire, like patrolling his own
Yeah.
home with night vision on and shit.
Be
It'd be
willing,
really funny.
risk it all.
Last one I have for you here on the roundup is Michigan. There is something called the M-Den that is there for Michigan sports. I guess.
We're just skipping the open.
Well, no. You know what? We'll close with it for you. That's fine. That's fine for you. With the
Nice
M-Den,
championship.
this is the first time that someone has been able to license jerseys to put the player's name on the back of the jerseys. What's to stop us from doing that is what I don't understand.
What do you mean? Like us literally like
As a company, as
Ironing
a
on
merch,
letters?
as a merch store, what's to stop anybody from doing it now? And how are they going to know if the players are getting paid?
I think
So
the
what-
players themselves can come after you for their
yeah, you just get sued by the
name,
players, I
image,
guess.
likeness.
They could. So what they said was the M-Den released a statement saying, look, the players that sell the most jerseys are obviously getting the most money, but everybody will be paid for their jerseys if you want their name and their number on the back of the jersey. Why couldn't anyone do that? And like, what kind of slippery slope is that where it's just like, shit, man, I'd love to sell Ohio State merch. Do you have to go through the university?
Yes, and I assume I don't know if you put a player on like a knockoff thing or something. I don't know. It's like a patent troll situation. You'll just have lawyers ready to take up that cause like left and right.
You get cease and desist immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's odd.
You're using someone else's name or likeness without their permission, and then you're also using the school's trademark logo without its permission. So yeah, you're opening yourself up
So
to
wait,
some litigation there.
But two negatives equal positive, right?
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
That's math.
So they cancel
Proud of
each
you.
other out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe you can do it.
Maybe you can.
Yeah.
Maybe you can. Now we'll talk about your fucking British Open. Look, whenever somebody boring wins, I almost just forget about it 10 seconds
I wouldn't
afterwards.
say boring. Would say a 24-year-old who's won 2 majors and has 8 starts at majors. So that's 25% win percentage. That's kind of generational.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's polished. He's clean. Cal Berkeley.
Fun American kid.
Yeah, fun American kid.
Yep.
What's fun about him?
What's fun about him?
He's just a good dude.
Oh boy,
He's just entertaining.
And
Like,
what the fuck?
What's
First
good
off,
about it? First off, he's like literally the best iron player in the world. He's the best iron player since Tiger Woods. He like is a streaky putter, so like he hits the ball tee to green the best in the world. But every now and then he like sucks at putting. So that's kind of like a fun little dynamic to like be invested in. Like he could miss like a 1 foot putt at any time.
So he's like fucking Happy Gilmore then.
Yeah.
A little bit. He can't smash the ball that well. He does hit it far, but he's not like Bryson. But yeah, he hits his irons fucking so pure that he puts it within like 5 feet every time. But yeah, he struggles putting, and this week he did not, so he won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
He's won 5 times in 50 starts, so that's a 10% win percentage on tour. He's only been around for 2 years. Yeah, you watch any interview he does. Yes,
I did. I watched it. It was boring. It was
not that
really, really
boring.
fucking boring.
It's
yes.
not that boring.
He talks like he's already a fucking
like he's coached.
40-year-old businessman.
Which
Where
he-
it's just like, yeah.
He's
So
mature beyond his years.
So like that, the worst thing you say about that is like, oh, he's like most athletes.
Yeah.
But you want somebody sexy. If it's going to be in golf, like, dude.
So,
But was
it's
Tiger
what
giving
Spieth's
good
gonna give
interviews?
you? Like Spieth's going to give you the same bullshit too.
But here's the thing. Tiger's style of play was so exciting that, yes, his interviews were
the same
boring.
as Colin.
No. Tiger Woods was a blast to watch. A lot of fist pumps, hyping up the crowd, fucking hyper intense focus where he told everyone to fuck off, didn't talk to anybody. He was a blast.
Well, he did some low key trolling to the British crowd when he was doing his little like victory speech,
Man.
calling it the British Open.
Kopka winning that fucking thing would have been the best goddamn thing for golf.
Koepka is only liked to certain people. I mean, Bryson being in the mix is always, it's fun
Yeah.
because it's Bryson.
Yeah, but he's got-
Spieth winning would have been cool because of the comeback story.
Yes.
But, he's going to give you the same bullshit answers and kind of speech that Colin would have gave you.
Spieth is fun. People just like Spieth because he's like a good old like Texas boy.
Texas
like there's
boy,
nothing
yeah.
about him. There's nothing about his play or about his
No,
personality.
it is the play because
It is the play.
he can like hole out from anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like he gets lucky as fuck, or like I guess not lucky, but like he's skilled. He can hole out from a bunker. He can hole out from like 150 yards out. Spieth's exciting because he can fall apart at any time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is always cool. But
Is there one more major left?
no, that's it.
Oh, that's it. That was the last one of
the
the year.
Masters, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we had the Ryder Cup, so USA versus Team Europe.
Who's going to be
Is
on
this
that?
kid going to be on the Ryder Cup?
Yeah.
since
Yeah,
he's-
Morikawa's already in.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's he's going to be one of the only stable people on Team USA because we're going to have Bryson and Brooks kind of going at it.
So we'll get
fighting each
House.
other.
Well, that's fun. So are they both going to?
They're gonna be on the
Ryder
same team,
Cup's
yeah.
4 guys, right?
No.
Well, I know
12.
they'd be on the same
It's 12.
team.
12 versus 12.
12 versus 12. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If Bryson and Kopka are on it, then I'm in.
Yeah, Pat
They
Reed's
should-
going to be on
they-
it. It's going to be a fucking disaster.
they-
We're going to get smoked by
They
that.
should group those 2 guys every single time.
Exactly.
Like, why would you
I
not do
hope.
that?
Beef the ratings, dude.
Yeah.
Because then they try to outplay each other and then
Yeah.
they just up each other. Yeah.
Yeah, or they both completely fall off the rails, which would be even funnier.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It's an entertainment
No
product.
wrong answer.
So it doesn't matter. We should beat them because it is in the United States this year. The course is set up for us to bomb the shit out of the ball, which Team Europe's not great at. It's what we are known for, is just guys who can hit the shit out of the ball. But we will find a way to squander it, and we will lose this Ryder Cup because team chemistry.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll wake up and go to sleep the day before and after that, feeling exactly the same.
It's a lot like the Olympics, right?
I won't give a fuck about any of that shit.
It's a lot like the Olympics, which, by the way, Colin Morikawa going over to Japan, going to win a gold medal for Team USA.
Ooh, we got some breaking news that's real tasty here. It has just been announced that Peyton Manning and Eli Manning will take part in an alternate Monday Night Football broadcast over the next 3 seasons. So each one will do a game, Monday Night Football megacast. Actually, no, there's a different one. Megacast will air on ESPN2 for 10 games in each of the next 3 seasons and will include current and former NFL players and celebrities joining the Manning brothers on the bot. That's the fucking best idea of all time.
That sounds like that's the primary broadcast.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, people have been bitching about the football broadcast for a while now.
Yes, that's
right?
terrible.
It's been bad. You have to go to one of
The Monday night team,
Like
yeah.
if you've got, if your team plays in the AFC, you probably, you just have to deal with fucking CBS. It's just how it is, right?
Yeah.
So you have to like Urban and all those guys over there. And then same with the Fox team. If you're a fucking NFC guy, you're probably watching them more than anybody else, unless your team is playing one of the premier games. They suck so bad.
I know.
It's so bad.
Yep.
Is that every sport, though? Like
No.
when you're like really invested
No.
into a sport, you learn to hate the announcing or like the
It's not that I
presentation?
did. It's like when Romo's on the air, it's great, right?
Yes.
Anytime he's on the because he's actually entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's a job of entertainment.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, Dan.
I'm looking at this Monday night lineup here. It's Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, Louis Reddick, Lisa Salters, and John Perry. They'll still be on the traditional Monday night broadcast, which is the
No one's
boringest
gonna
thing of all
watch that.
time. Fuck
I don't
that,
even like
dude.
the Mannings, and I'm going to watch that other broadcast.
I do. Peyton's funny as shit. Eli has never given a fuck about the world, and he's always great in those commercials.
I feel like Peyton, because he's such an affable character, never paid the price for the fact that he was doing HGH for his entire career.
Yep,
Right?
HGH putting
Big
balls,
time. Like he
Good
got
for him.
he
putting
got
his
caught.
balls on a female trainer's head.
Well, I don't care about that.
That's gonna happen,
That,
too.
I don't believe that even happened.
Me neither.
To be honest,
Me neither.
but like the HGH thing, look, it definitely happened. His skull
for
got
his
bigger.
wife. It was for his wife.
Yeah, but he was like using his wife as a fucking cop out. Like,
his
shut up.
wife needed HGH.
And
She
Eli
was the
Manning,
mule.
Eli Manning is a squishy face retard. He looks like they took somebody like to make a Manning. You put all the DNA in the microwave. You set it on 4 minutes. They took him out at like fucking 3 minutes and 50 seconds
Yeah.
or so.
Yeah.
He didn't quite get there. That's what he
it's
looks
like the ramen. It's still hard in there, and you're like, dude, you
it's
got
a little bit, or it's like cold in the center.
Yeah. Do we-
That
do we
Eli
get-
Manning is cold in the center.
Do we get Cooper?
Cooper.
Cooper Manning?
No, you don't get Cooper Manning.
Who the
they-
fuck,
they-
what is that? Their dog or
Wait,
something?
they have another one though.
No, Cooper's the third brother who
Well,
also has
the
an
oldest,
ESPN Plus
right?
show.
There's another Manning that's currently a junior in some high school.
Someone's nephew.
It's
It's a Chelsea man.
Arch. His name is Arch. His name is
Oh,
Archie.
it's named after the
yeah.
the dad.
Yeah.
It's not. I feel like it's both. Like, I don't know.
I think it's Cooper's son actually.
Oh, is it Cooper's
I
kid?
think it
Okay.
It
is.
might
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah,
Cooper's
yeah.
kid. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not. Yeah, it's obviously not Peyton.
And he's
or Eli's.
destroying it, and everybody's trying to get him right now.
But Cooper does like stuff for like Sunday NFL, not countdown, but like one of the Fox shows per game, I think.
He was actually also promising, but didn't he destroyed his leg or something like that.
No, he was a receiver, but like he was never that good.
Okay.
It was just more. He's like he's the funny brother.
This almost seems like an audition process on that channel of like, hey, we know we're going to scrap this Monday Night Football squad because they fucking suck. Let's see who the best is out of these side games.
Well, maybe ESPN goes to like a mixed media market. So like how Drinkin Bros has all these locales, Barstool has all their locales. ESPN now has, since most people are consuming this content digitally, they have the ability to put out a shitload of different fucking feeds for different people.
Yeah.
So if you're a fucking Midwesterner, you want to listen to this asshole talk about whatever it is, right? On these these national games, why wouldn't you want to be able to do that? Like the production cost is, if it's basically the same, you have more people, but the production itself, the game itself is the same no matter what. It's just the goddamn commentary that's different. You know what I mean? You're force multiplying your shit and creating smaller but more reactive affinity groups. This is basic marketing. They should absolutely be doing this, and they should expand it to fucking Disney Plus and have every fucking region of the country, like Fox Sports South back in the day and shit like that, should have their own commentary going for the games. That's what we're doing this weekend for fucking bare knuckle fighting. That's the whole purpose, because our fans who like fighting and want to watch people get their head caved in would rather hear us talking about it than some asshole they don't know.
I 100% agree, and I think this is the future. You and I were talking about this earlier when we were working on this deal. I think that's the future. You want to hang out with people that you want to hang out and watch the game with. Like, dude, I thought they should have put McAfee in the Monday night booth. I don't know what the fucking end-all, be-all beef was with that, but then the WWE picked him off. Their ratings are through the goddamn roof. And I'll say it now. If the fucking AEW, dude, now that I'm part of the AEW Nation, dude, if they want to hire me to do the goddamn Wednesday night telecast on TNT, I am all in for that shit. So hit me up.
But I mean, everyone's gonna watch the NFL anyway, so I would prefer they make it as bad as possible with the broadcasting. Bring back Jason Witten. Bring him back.
Do you remember the wig line?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
the
that was
best, dude.
embarrassing.
Hey, we need you out of the trailer, and they forgot to wipe off the marker for the wig line. After that, he just started shaving his head. So
Then
only
he
way
went
out of
and
that one.
Collected another like $5 or $7 million from the Cowboys, right?
That'll be fun, man. I'm looking forward to that. ESPN 2, because that Monday night team is so fucking boring. Imagine the turmoil that's going to create, though, within the network.
Get the only person from that network who is ever honest in the booth on at least one of those games with Peyton.
Yep.
And I refer, of course, to the great John McEnroe. The only person who doesn't give a shit when he has the mic in front of his face.
Johnny Mac will be fun. That'll be fun, dude, if they get him in there. It's going to be a bunch of celebrities, they said, some fun people.
They'll have McEnroe in there for sure.
Oh, yeah. It'll be a blast. Looking forward to that.
Yep. And before we go, of course, shout out to the U.S. men's national team. Beat Canada last night.
Does Canada have a team?
1-0.
They have a team.
We held on.
Yeah.
Giorgio.
Does Canada have a
Giorgio
soccer team or no?
Giorgio was plugged in for that.
Sorry, I'm really high.
Yeah, no. We would definitely know that.
And then U.S. soccer's really boring, so who cares?
It is. Yeah, it's awful. It was 1-0, but let's face it, they beat Canada.
We're really good at like second-tier tournaments where we just beat up on countries around us.
Yeah.
Except Mexico.
I mean, if you really want to start, we can go ahead and talk about the junior cadet worlds that are going off right now.
Not a prayer.
In Hungary.
No one
We
even
can
knows
talk
what that
about,
is. When I hear cadets, I think about military. I don't think anything about soccer whatsoever.
Oh no, that's wrestling.
Either way.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't associate
We
that
got
with
another
wrestling.
Who's Number One coming up here in Austin, Texas, here from Flow Wrestling. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And John Donaher just announced that he's moving the operation here to Austin, Texas, which is huge for the grappling world. But we can find out more about that on the grappling/combat sports podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely not on this one. The lay and pray bullshit is very rapey.
John Donaher being here is a huge deal.
For anybody who likes the sport of wrestling, same with the Cowboys fan next year who actually believes they'll probably win a Super Bowl this year. Yeah. Not a prayer, Sean, not a prayer. We appreciate you joining us, kids. Game 6 tomorrow night. All in, we're going to be watching it. Should be a fun one. Go to mybookie.com, promo code Drinkin Bros. We'll double your deposit up to $1,000. And again, you can start betting on all these college football opening week lines that they're out now. That is super early, and I am super stoked about it. I've spent a lot of my time over there. For D'Anthony, Hollaway, Delco, Dan, Hot Bob, I'm Ross Patterson. This has been the Monday morning recap show at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Goodbye.